yeah. He never failed me, yeah. Still try to whisper, but my faith got louder. I've been through storms, still dripping in power. They thought I fell, but I just took flight. Cause when you walk with God, you don't need no light. I done cried on floors they never seen. Pray through pain just to keep me clean. I fought demons I can't describe, but God kept peace deep inside. I used to doubt what he saw in me, till I learned pain but destiny. Every loss was divine design. They had to move when faith aligned, yeah. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. Come on in this morning. Make sure I'm live. Come on. Come on in. Good morning. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Regina. I'm checking. I love the fact that you're on YouTube, Regina. Y'all come on in this morning. Good morning, Nisa. I can't stay the same after what I've been through. Don't stop chasing things that drain down. Come on in, come on in. Good morning, Monica. Good morning. My chat going this morning. Good morning. There we go. Come on and tag somebody this morning. Happy Thursday. Come on in. Come on in. It's refreshing time. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. Good morning, Donetta. Good morning. Come on and tag somebody. Come on and tag somebody. I'm getting ready to tag some people. We're going to give them a few minutes to log on. Yes. Good morning, Stephanie. We're going to give them one more minute. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Woo. I'm excited this morning. It's Thursday. They said I changed, yeah, I grew. I can't stay the same after what I've been through. Don't stop chasing things that drain down. Now I'm pouring love from healed veins. Good morning. Welcome everyone to the Refreshing. I'm Stacy Johnson. Some know me as Apostle Stacy, and welcome to the Refreshing. My goodness, 27 days of pouring at 5:30 in the morning. Can you all believe it? We are on day 27, and I tell you, we have hit. Hello, Jennifer. We have talked about some things. We have processed some things. So I am just still excited about this refreshing. How many of you know that when God starts to refresh you and you start to come back to yourself, and now you're applying the self-care, the stuff that used to phase you no longer phase you anymore. My goodness. Hello, Cheryl. Good morning. So also I am the visionary and the CEO of Women of Vision Global Network. That is our network that And we mentor, we train, we coach women from all walks of life, no matter if it's in the church, no matter if it's in the marketplace, entrepreneurship, whatever it is. We believe in pouring into women, allowing women just to be who they are, building that real sisterhood, but teaching women how to have that voice, how to find themselves again if they feel lost, whatever it is. That's what Women of Vision Global Network does. I am also the visionary and apostle of Adonai International Kingdom Ministries, alongside my husband, Apostle Frank Johnson, who is the senior pastor of Adonai International Kingdom Ministries, right there at 7615 Reading Road, right there in the Valley Shopping Center. Want to give him a shout out this morning for his support and his love and his push. Very, very important that we learn how to support one another in the visions that God has given us, and our mandates is very important. Want to give a shout out to all my spiritual children, natural children, grandchildren, Gigi babies, just everybody. Just love and blessings, everyone. So we have really been talking about closing the commitment gap. We talked about drifting, we talked about refreshing, we talked about building confidence, but we really been talking about closing that commitment gap, because no matter how much you learn, no matter how much you take in, if you're not committed to it, it's just going to stay on the paper. It's just going to remain a dream. And so we talked about intentions versus commitment and what that really looks like. And then we dug into what I want and what I am willing to do to get there, right? What am I willing to sacrifice? What am I willing to invest in? All of those things. So before I get started, you know it, this is not a monologue, this is a dialogue. So make sure that you put your comments in the chat, blow up the chat with your hearts, your thumbs up. Why? Because people are getting encouraged every time they hit the replay. When they look at the chat and they read the chat, they see your energy, they see your vulnerability, they see your love, and you are encouraging them. Some women just don't have the confidence yet to log on. Good morning, Marilyn. Some women just don't have the confidence yet to speak out. Some women are in some dry places, and some women just don't know yet how to have that push. So when they see the hearts, when they see the thumbs up, when they see you being vulnerable in the chat, when they see you talking to each other in the chat, you are really, really helping them and encouraging them. And guess what? I cannot hear you audibly, but I can read the chat, and I try to go in the chat and read. And that's how we talk to each other during these lives, right? I want to thank everybody that logged on to the two Zooms that we had this month. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you, if you missed it, hey, you missed it. I'm sorry, but it was free, and it was a time that we came together and we just had some real conversation about some of the things that I have been teaching on. So excuse my sinuses, the weather is changing, so I may have to take a drink of water every now and then if I start talking and my throat gets dry. But I want to deal with something today. We're still closing the commitment gap, but I want to deal with distractions. Somebody put that in the chat, because as you start to commit, do you know that the distractions, they become more prevalent when you start to deal with, I'm going to commit to myself? Isn't it funny? Now everything starts to be an emergency and an urgency, and that is sometimes how we lay what we want down, because now I've had committed to things. Now here's this, here's that. So dealing with distractions, and how do I really show up for me when I have all these other things on my plate? So I am going to put two scriptures in the chat. One is Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision down and make it plain, that he may run that readeth. And the other one is something new. It's Luke 10:42. But one thing is needful. One thing is needful. And I'm going to explain that as I talk about distractions, right? So in order in order to move in the thing that you say that you are committed to, we have to be able to protect our commitment from the distractions. You have to be able to protect your commitment from your distractions. So learning to stop losing ourselves in distractions and intentionally showing up for your own life. We sometimes, when we get distracted, hello Melinda, we lose ourselves in the things that we have our hands in. But guess what? You can still have your hands in things and not forget about yourself. That's the key. When we begin to get distracted, we lose ourselves in the things that we put our hands in, and we lay down our dreams and we lay down our visions, and then we get mad at ourselves because we've stretched ourselves too thin, and in the process of that, we have forgot about ourselves. So everything that gets your attention doesn't deserve your energy. Put that in the chat. Everything that gets your attention does not deserve your energy. Everything that gets your attention does not deserve your energy. Put that in the chat. Everything deserves your attention. Everything that gets your attention, doesn't deserve your energy. Everything that gets your attention, everything that gets my attention does not deserve my energy. I don't have to put that much energy to the things that get my attention. You have my attention, but I don't have to put all of my energy towards it. Everything that gets your attention does not deserve your energy. So I'm going to read just a passage out of my book, and then I'm going to start talking about how we can really, really deal with distractions. So it's called the distraction trap. Somebody put in there the distraction trap, because distraction is a trap. Hey, Stephanie, how are you? Distraction is a trap. So the distraction trap works by keeping you just busy enough to avoid the discomfort of asking yourself hard questions. What am I really supposed to be doing? What vision did I once carry that I've set down? And when you're handling other people's priorities, you don't have to face the terrifying blank space where your own should be. The busyness, listen here, becomes a shield against the grief of forgetting yourself. That's powerful right there. Did y'all catch that? I'm going to say that again. The busyness becomes a shield against the grief of forgetting yourself. We're talking about the distraction trap. And grief is actually what it is. When you lay down your vision aside, when you begin to lay your vision aside, you lose something real. Put that in the chat. When you lay down your dream, when you lay down your vision, you lose something real, a version of yourself that was meant to exist. It's a version of yourself that was meant to exist, a combination that was meant to be made, a life that was meant to be lived and not managed, a life that was meant to be lived and not managed. The distraction trap numbs that grief so effectively that you might not even notice it's there until a quiet moment catches you off guard and the sadness raises up and it's nameless and it's heavy. Good morning, Andrea. That's the distraction trap. So distraction traps happen when it keeps us busy enough till we lay down half of who we're supposed to be, the dream, the vision. And it wasn't meant for us. It wasn't meant for us to work it. It was meant to be a part of us. Are y'all getting that? I'm going to read that again. The busyness it becomes a shield from the grief of forgetting ourselves. So we keep ourselves busy to forget how we felt when we feel numb and when we feel lost. So we keep ourselves busy to not constantly always think, because the moment we sit down and think, it's a reminder of what we're not doing. It's a reminder of how we put ourselves on the shelf and how we forgot about what we promised ourselves that we would do. Now, keep in mind, we're still closing the gap to commitment, but we're dealing with the distractions. We're dealing with the trap that is set up to pull you away from your yes. There's always something that's going to be there, but hello, Pamela, but you don't have to pull you don't have to pull away from your yes, right? So as women, we can become so focused on everyone and everything around us that we forget to check in with ourselves. Put in the chat today, I'm checking in with myself. Today, I am checking in with myself. Today, I'm going to be so in tune with myself. I know I have a lot on my plate, girlfriend, but today I'm checking in with myself. Y'all got to blow up the chat. Today, I'm checking in with myself, because we show up for our children. We show up for our families. We show up for our jobs. We even show up for our friends. We show up when everyone else needs us. But sometimes we have to stop and ask, who is showing up for me? So today, put in there, I'm checking in with myself. So it means recognizing that you are also someone who needs care, attention, time, and compassion. You need care, you need attention, you need time, and you need compassion. You need care, you need time, you need attention. Come on. You need compassion. You need these things because you have so much on your plate. We forget about giving ourselves that compassion, giving ourselves that time, giving ourselves that attention, giving ourselves that care, right? We forget because we're so busy tending to other people that, like I said in previously, we tend to put ourselves on the back burner. Now we do it subconsciously. We will take a back seat in a minute and push everybody else forward. Why? Because we have trained ourselves to do that. Especially if you're a caregiver, especially if you have been in the capacity of serving, we have trained ourselves to put ourselves on the back burner. But when you put yourself on the back burner, you burn out really, really fast because something is missing. Something is missing. So distractions can keep us busy enough that we never have to deal with what's really happening inside. My goodness. Do you not know that the distractions in your life can keep you so freaking busy that you fail to even deal with your heart issue? You fail to deal with your mindset. You fail to deal with your behavior. You fail to deal with whatever's missing in your life, the heartache that's missing, the numbness that's missing, the burnout that's missing, somebody getting on your nerves. That you don't deal with these things. And we women have learned to suppress things. So we just keep ourselves busy so we don't have to deal and we don't have to think about those things. But then 10 years later, 5 years later, you look up and now you're suffering from an identity crisis. Now, the thing that you used to enjoy, you don't enjoy them anymore. Now you're so distracted and you're trying to keep yourself busy because once you sit still and you really begin to think about some things, there's an emptiness there. And that emptiness is that vision or that dream that never got fulfilled in you. That part of you that's yearning to do something different. That part of you, that excitement is no longer there anymore. That joy is no longer there anymore. And when you sit still and you have to ask yourself those hard questions, those things begin to hurt. So we get back up again and we get busy again because we distract ourselves from really looking deep inside. And we have to be able, in order to be committed, we have to be able to deal with the distraction trap. To put in the chat this morning, I'm dealing with the distraction trap, because it's a trap to keep you stuck. It's a trap to keep you stagnated. It's a trap to keep you talking about it and not being about it. Come on. It's a distraction trap. Put it in the chat. I'm dealing today with this thing called a distraction trap. So we're going to understand what distraction is. So a distraction, are y'all hearing me? A distraction is anything that repeatedly pulls your attention away from what is important. My goodness. I'm going to say that again. A distraction is anything that repeatedly pulls you or pulls your attention away from what is important. Now, I don't know about you. But you can start off your day with an itinerary of things you know that are important. You get in the car, you go get your coffee, and as soon as you pull out the drive-thru with your coffee, an email, the phone will ring, somebody needs something, and before you know it, you are pulled away. I'm gonna take a drink of water. You are pulled away. Your attention, it pulls your attention away from what you know you want to do for you that's important, and you make whatever that is distracting you more important than what you had to do for you. Come on. So say you worked hard and you got paid, and you had something that you wanted to buy for yourself, and it was very important that you brought this item for yourself because you needed it and you saved up for it, right? Then all of a sudden, as soon as you on your way to go buy that thing, you get a call and somebody needs something, and oh, I need a Uber, or I need you to send me this because we don't have any food, or I need some gas, or I need. And I'm not saying don't give. I'm saying we got to have balance, but look how subtle sometimes distraction traps can happen. So now your attention is pulled away from you being on your way to go get the item that you so needed. Now you're pulled away in this area on this phone call, and then the phone rings again. And now you got, hold on, and now you're busy talking to two people at the same time, and now you have totally forgotten. Anybody done that? You have totally forgotten about what you said you were going to do for you, and now you're handling everybody else's business. A distraction is anything that repeatedly pulls your attention away from what's important. Sometimes distractions can be, oh, Regina said, my. Jennifer said, every time. Come on. Distractions can be obvious. Sometimes, and I tell you, social media is not a bad thing, but when you sit down and you start to scroll, and you know you have things to do that day, and you start scrolling and looking and scrolling and looking, and you have spent 30-45 minutes just scrolling and looking and reeling, and then you look, oh my God, and you have forgotten about the thing that you said that you would do that day. That's a distraction. TV can be a distraction. You know you got things that you need to do for yourself to be productive because you have a lot on your plate, but yet you sit in front of the TV, and now it has distracted you so much that you have forgot excuse me, what you're going to do that day. Constant phone use. People calling when they know they shouldn't be calling. And then guess what? Can I tell you something? Gossip is a distraction. Gossip can pull you so far away from the thing that you are supposed to be doing for you and how you are supposed to be doing. You can get so caught up in other people's chaos that you forget, and you trying to really help. Anybody ever done that? You really trying to help, and then you get so caught up in other people's chaos, and now their chaos has become your burden. Come on, their chaos has become your weight. You're trying to help them, and now you done got pulled into something that you didn't even count on. You got pulled into something that was not on your agenda, but you're trying to help, and now your chaos has become your burden. Their chaos has become your burden. It's a distraction trap. Did you know unhealthy relationships is a distraction trap? Can I tell you how? Anytime you go to do something for you and you constantly have a person criticizing you, you constantly have somebody tearing you down, you constantly have somebody that is so toxic, that they're so needy, they don't know if they're coming or going, and they tend to pull you into their insecurity, and you find yourself doing and doing and doing and doing and doing for them to try to make them feel better. You forget about making you feel better. Come on, it's a distraction trap. You're working really hard to make them feel secure while you're feeling insecure. That is toxic. That's a toxic relationship. Come on. And that is a distraction trap to keep you from growing, to keep you from evolving, and to keep you, come on, ladies, y'all ain't never been there, to keep you from coming into the woman that you need to be. You work real hard to make this person feel comfortable. You work real hard to make this person feel validated when you feel invalidated. You work real hard to make this person feel loved when you don't even feel loved. That is a distraction trap. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Come on in the room, Apostle Stacy. That's what Jennifer said. Jennifer said the pullback has to become real. Regina said, my. These are, when we understand what distraction is, we no longer have to be trapped in them. When you start committing to yourself, these are the things that come out of the woodwork. These are the things that seep out of the cracks to pull you back into old behaviors. But if you don't realize that they're there, they will come in like a mighty rushing wind. And before you know it, you right back in the same boat that you just worked so hard to get your way out of. I don't know who I'm talking to today. The distraction trap. Because the moment you say yes, the moment you start making a plan, the moment you buy that journal and that pretty ink pen, the moment you start writing out the things that you desire to do, here comes the distractions. Here come the things to pull the moment you take a day off and you said, I'm taking this day for me, your phone will ring 1,001 times. Okay. Oh my goodness. But some distractions look productive. Y'all put that in the chat. Some distractions take the appearance of being productive. Some distractions look productive. Come on. Put that in the chat. Some distractions look productive. You can be distracted by always taking care of everybody else, always being available for everybody else. When I say take care of everybody else, I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about caregiving. Like you work like in a place where you're caregiving. That's a piece of it. When I'm talking about taking care of everybody else, when a person needs you emotionally, when they need you financially, when they need you psychologically, when they need you and you jump and they call you and you run, when you're taking care of their emotional state, their financial state, and some things that you have to do to help people out, but Some distractions can look productive because we can get so caught up in taking care of people. Some good things are not necessarily God things or needful things. You're just doing them because it's needed, and now you're the only one in the whole entire world that can help these people. You're the only one. You made yourself the only one that they can go to. You are, somebody put that in the chat. You the go-to. You are the go-to girl. When they want something, you the go-to girl. And sometimes always taking care of people and everyone else can become a distraction. Michelle said being all you can be for everybody else, but not being all you can be for yourself. Absolutely. We talked about saying yes to everything. Did you know being constantly busy is a distraction trap? Being constantly busy is a distraction trap because the more busy I am, that gives me less time to process. The more busy I become, that gives me less time to think about what I'm not doing for me. The more I put into everybody else, there is no room for me to even take a breath to think about what I'm not doing for me. The more I'm constantly busy and I got my hands in so many things, I don't even have time to sit down and think about being numb, even though I am numb. The more busyness is a distraction. Trying to fix people. Anybody ever tried to fix people? When you're trying to fix people, every time somebody has a problem, you think that you can fix them. You think that you have the answer. That's a distraction trap. Because you know what happens when people try to fix people? They put 101% in their healing. They put 101% in their deliverance. They will even become counselors and don't even have a license in counseling. They will put so much in trying to get them right back on the road where they need to be, and they don't even know that they drifted off to the side. Come on, trying to fix people, worrying about what people think. That's a big one. Put that in the chat. Did you know that's a distraction? Worrying about what people think of you. When you start policing other people's thoughts, when you start policing their mindset, worrying about what other people think is a distraction. You can walk in the room and sit in a room full of people and try to be focused on what the teacher is saying, but your mind start wondering about the person sitting next to you or the person in the back of the room or person across there. And now your mind is so scattered because you're worried about, are they looking at me like that? Are they watching what I'm doing? And you start that negative self-talk, worrying about what, good morning, Helen, worrying about what other people think of you. And now you are trying to mold yourself according to what you believe they are thinking of you so you can be accepted. That is a distraction trap because you're not being true to yourself. You want to be true to them, but not be true to yourself. You're trying to put on an image so you think they can like you or you can be accepted. So you worry about how they view you, how they look at you, how they respond to you. And your mind starts wondering. That's a distraction trap. Instead of working on the self-care and allowing people just to like you just for who you are and not worrying about what they think about you. I said a whole thing right there. Regina said, doing time, I feel happy until I stop and reality starts to hit me. Oh my goodness. Regina said, worried about what other people think of me. Yes, ma'am. You can't worry about because you don't know how other people think. You can't police somebody else's thoughts. You can't it's called mind reading. You can't, nobody's a mind reader. Even in the church, prophecy is not mind reading because we prophesy in part and we see in part. We don't read people's minds, right? The Holy Spirit tells us certain things to tell a person, but we don't read minds. You cannot be a mind reader or know what somebody is really thinking in that moment, right? That's a distraction trap. Comparing yourself to other women is a distraction trap because it keeps you from really working on you. Because if I'm comparing myself with somebody else, that means I'm not satisfied with who I am. And if I'm not satisfied with who I am or the vessel that I am in, it's gonna be hard for me to work on me because I really don't like me. I like her better than I like me. I want to be her better than I want to be me. So I will work hard trying to be her friend. I will work hard because I'm comparing myself with so many women that I don't even have an identity. And when you compare yourself to so many people, that's telling yourself you don't like who you are as a person or the vessel that you are in. And you have to be able to love you in such a way that you accept you just like you are. Put in the chat right now, I am accepting myself just like I am. I am accepting myself just like I am. Come on. I'm accepting myself just like I am, because comparison is a distraction trap. Because if I continue to compare myself, then I won't be committed to be better. I won't be committed to growth with myself. Nisa says, say that. I will not be committed to growing. I will not be committed to glowing. And I will not be committed. Come on. I will not be committed to my vision because I don't like the vessel that is supposed to carry the vision. I think I'm distorted, so I will not work on. You can't work on something that's distorted, right? So you have to change how you view yourself. When we compare ourselves with other women, it's nothing but a distraction to keep you from working on you. It's a distraction to keep you from working on your heart issues, working on your mindset, working on your behavior. Because if you see yourself as constantly broken, it's hard to try to fix something, okay? If you constantly see yourself as broken, if you constantly see yourself as ugly, if you constantly see yourself as that girl that will not ever do anything, you will not take the time to pour into a tainted, broken vessel, right? Oh, I'm expecting myself just like I am. I am accepting myself. Yes, 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 yes. I'm accepting myself just like I am. Yes, accept yourself just like you are. We talked about really digging into being fearfully and wonderfully made and accepting that, accepting your face, accepting your body shape, accepting who you are, looking in the mirror and really identifying and having that mirror talk. When you walk past the mirror, don't go so fast. Stop for just a second and look in the mirror and really dig deep into the girl in the mirror and have some honest conversation with that girl in the mirror. Girl, you look good this morning. Look, you got it going on this morning. I mean, really pour into that girl in the mirror. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about confidence, because the distraction trap will that critical talk will come up. The distraction trap will make you dumb down. The distraction trap will tell you what you're not. So therefore you continue to pour into other people and then you leave yourself in the background. The distraction trap. Did you know replaying the past is a distraction trap? If you continue to replay things that have happened in the past, you cannot live in your present. It's a distraction. How can you move in the now? How can you move in the now? How can you sow seed in the now? How can you start to develop who you are now. How can you continue to be refreshed if you're still replaying something that happened last year? You're replaying something that happened 10 years ago. You're still replaying it in your mind. It's called PTSD. You're still remembering the feeling. You know the day, one thing about women, we know the hour, the time, and the day and the place when something has happened. But when you keep replaying things over and over, what people said, what people done, how people treated me, and you replay it, it's a distraction to keep you from being present in the now and developing where you are now, right? Cheryl said, just like I am. Jennifer said, not comparing myself with others is a distraction. Cheryl said, not arrogance, but confidence. And Regina said, you on my street now. Come on. So keep replaying and keep replaying. It keeps your mind busy on things that it really should not be on, right? It keeps your mind from being busy on you, and you're so stuck. Excuse me, you're so stuck in yesterday that you cannot live in today, right? It's a distraction trap. Overthinking your future is a distraction trap. Overthinking the future. You're so worried about tomorrow. You're worried about next week. You're worried about a year from now. You're worried. Can somebody said something that was so powerful? They said, I had to realize I was focusing so on dying, I forgot to live. So focused on I could be dying or one day I'm going to die that you're not even focused on living in the now. So focused on what you think your future is going to look like, you are forgetting to live in the now to prepare for it's a distraction trap. Oh my goodness. But when you decide, listen to me, when you decide to say yes, when you have made up, hi Sharon, good morning. When you have made up in your mind, I have been having good intentions, but there's a difference between what I want and what I'm going to do to get what I want. I can have some good intention, but now I have to be committed to the thing that I intend to do. The moment we said that, here comes the distractions. The moment you put your mouth on your yes, capital Y, capital E, and capital yes. The moment you put your mouth on yes, the moment you said yes, here comes everything and everybody. And remember, a distraction is anything that repeatedly, it has a distraction. Put this in the chat. Distraction has a cycle. A distraction has a cycle. Anything that repeatedly pulls your attention away from what is important, that is a distraction. Oh my goodness. Yes. Being busy does not always mean that you are being productive. Sometimes we stay busy because being busy or it takes the focus off of who we are. So what is distraction to you? I'm asking you, distraction is a cycle. That's what Stephanie said. What is distracting me? What is really distracting you? Before you can overcome distraction, you have to identify it. So everybody's distraction is different. My question is, what is distracting you from you? What is the thing that is repeating in your life? What's the cycle that needs to be broken? What keeps taking your attention away from the goals that you set? What is the thing where's the pool? Somebody put that in the chat. Where is the pool? What is the thing that is distracting you so much that you have lost focus on self-care? Where's the distraction so much that you can look at everybody else or pour into everybody else and not pour into yourself? What has consistently stole your peace? Come on. What has consistently, because remember, distraction is something that's repeatedly that gets your attention from what's important. What has consistently stole your peace? Oh my goodness. What causes you to procrastinate? What really causes you to procrastinate? I know what you say you're going to do, but you never really get it done. What is in the way of your yes? What is in the way from what you say you're going to do? And then you go to do it, and then you get rerouted, you get derailed. What is derailing you? What is pulling you? What is tugging you in another direction? What causes the procrastination? What am I using to avoid dealing with myself? Woo! Stephanie said, mindset. Y'all, yeah. What am I using to avoid dealing with? What have I placed in the way to keep me from dealing with me? Who have I placed in the way to keep me from dealing with me? What event have I put myself into to keep me from dealing with me? What am I using as a filler to keep me from really seeing myself and dealing with myself? What's your filler? What did you fill it with? Woo-wee, not feeling confident in myself, so I help out others that I think that has it. Oh my goodness. Unrealistic expectations. Helen said unrealistic expectations can be a distraction. Expectation of others as well as self. Woo! Michelle said fear of success. Come on. What's the filler? Who or what consumes too much of my emotional energy? Boom, drop the mic. Who or what consumes too much of my emotional energy? Who or what consume? You know what it is to be consumed or have somebody consume your emotional energy? That means you have placed yourself in that person, and you allow them to engulf all of you. They consume all of your emotional energy. Who or what consumes too much of my emotional energy? Stephanie said other people's problems, and when I was going through, didn't even get the same energy. And then be honest. That's what it says. Just be honest. You cannot change what you refuse to identify. You can put that in the chat, lady. You cannot change what you refuse to identify. You cannot change what you refuse to identify. When we're not honest that we have allowed things to get in the way, if we're not honest that, I allowed this to consistently steal my peace, or I like that, Regina, self-sabotage. When you're not honest, you cannot change what you refuse to identify. So really fast, I did put a scripture in the chat. And it is Luke 10:38 through 42. It's about, y'all know the story about Martha and Mary. I promise this is not a Bible study, but I parallel it to the word because we know the word. Some people know the word of God, and we go to church, we go to Bible study, but there are practical steps if you learn how to really decipher the word and pull the practicality out of the word, right? It's not spooky dooky, it's not super spiritual, right? So Jesus visited a home of Martha and Mary. Martha was busy serving. Mary sat at the feet of Jesus listening. Martha became so frustrated because she felt like she was doing everything while Mary was sitting. And this is what Jesus told her. It's Luke 10:38. And then he said, this is what he said. He said, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. Notice the important thing. He said, Martha wasn't doing something bad. She was serving, right? Martha wasn't doing anything bad. So let's bring it home. You invite people over your house. Jesus came to the house. And then things need to be done. So she's in the kitchen, she's preparing the food. He's probably teaching. Mary's sitting still. She's probably doing and doing and doing and serving and serving. So making sure the plates, make sure the greens are, make sure she's doing and doing, and she's busy, 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 busy. Mary, on the other hand, is just sitting still. She's just listening. He said, but she became so distracted. We're talking about Martha. She became so distracted by what needed to be done that she missed what was happening right in front of her. I don't know who I'm talking to today. You have become so distracted about the things that need to be done. Sometimes you can miss what is happening right in front of you. You can miss sometimes your increase. You can miss sometimes your growth. You can miss sometimes your elevation because you're so distracted trying to find yourself in everybody else. Sometimes you miss growing, or you miss evolving, or you miss getting poured into when it's right in front of you because you're too busy trying to find yourself in other people, or find yourself in the kitchen, or find yourself. Oh, woo! Did it hit yet? Did it hit yet? That he came to the house. Helen said why he came to the house and why he was sitting there, and he was just teaching. I don't believe he was preaching. He was just having some conversation. He was having some conversation that could have been healing, that could have been restoration, that could have been a refreshing. Come on. And then Martha's in the kitchen trying to take care of everything and everybody else and call Ubers for people and doing. And she began to get frustrated. Now, answer this question. God in the room, is she frustrated in the other room? Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. He's right there and she's frustrated. He's right there and she got issues and he's in the house. He's right there. The healing is there, the deliverance right in front of her, and she's frustrated, aggravated, can't get what she needs because she's caught in a distraction trap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She became so distracted by what was needed to be done. She missed what was happening right in the room. Somebody put in the chat, he was right in the room and she missed it. He was right in the room. Everything she needed, right in the room, and she missed it, trying to take care of everybody else. She was trying to play him and he in the room. She was trying to be all things to all men, and he's right there in the room. And she's so caught up in herself and what she needs to do. Oh my goodness. And then he told her, but Mary is doing what's needful. Oh my goodness. And he was so smooth with it. He said, but one thing is needful. What was that needful thing? He was trying to teach her that in me is all things, but in me is your self-care. In me is the inward work. You're missing it. I'm right here and you are someplace else in your mind, girl. I've been here all the time and you scatterbrain. You in the other room trying to take care of things when you need to be taking care of things. Are y'all messing with me this morning? Are y'all getting it? Woo! Are y'all getting it? He was right in the room and she missed it. She was so caught up in doing. All she had to do was sit still and get filled. All she had to do was sit still, and he was teaching her. Mary understood self-care. Wait a minute, I'm not worried about the chicken and the greens right now. I need to get this right now. He's right here. This moment won't happen again. I need to embrace this moment. This moment right here, I need to get all that. I need this because I know once you leave, it's going to get chaotic again. So I got to get the pour. I got to get the refresh. I need it right here. It was right there in the room. And she's somewhere cooking. Come on. She's somewhere big. And that she got so frustrated that he was like, why are you frustrated. You too busy. Distraction trap. So you can be doing good things and still be distracted from what's most important. Sometimes we need to ask ourselves, is this necessary or is it simply keeping me busy? Somebody put this in the chat, and I think I'm going to stop right there. Is this necessary or is it simply keeping me busy? Is this really, really necessary or is it simply keeping me busy? I'm not talking about stop helping and stop serving. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sometimes what you need is right in front of you. And because we allow distractions and frustrations to sit in, we miss what's needful. We miss it right in front of us. And the very thing that we're looking for is right in front of us. Oh my goodness. Woo! He was right there. He was there all the time. He was sitting right there. He was just watching. He didn't even stop. He didn't even stop her. He was watching. He was sitting there like, wow. Wow. I bet he was like, wow. You know, he was like this. Watch her go. Just, wow, she wearing herself out. He didn't get up and tap her. Hey, what? He just said, okay. And then she came to him. Wait a minute. She's sitting there and I'm frustrated. How come you not telling her to help me? Whoa. He said, wait a minute. You seem frustrated, but she's doing what's needed. Right for now. She's getting what she needs for now. If you don't believe me, read the story. It'll mess you up. It'll mess you up. Oh my goodness. Stephanie said, this is really necessary, or is it just keeping me? Is this really necessary, or is it just keeping me busy? Do you know busyness can pull you from your mandate? Busyness can destroy a vision. Your growth could be right there in front of you, and we can just miss it because we're so distracted. Helen said, Holy God, oh my goodness. Come on. Put it in the chat. What has been your greatest takeaway? What has been your greatest, what hit home for you today? This, we. Prioritize. Regina said, prioritize. Stephanie said, oh my goodness. What has been your greatest takeaway for today? Come on, put it in chat. I'm waiting. My goodness, this is good. Stephanie W said, come on. This blessed me. The distraction trap. How we're so quick to get distracted. I'm going to go back. I'm going to repeat the definition. Distraction is anything that grabs your attention, anything that repeatedly pulls your attention away from what's important, anything that repeatedly pulls your attention from what is important. Oh my goodness. What has been your greatest takeaway, ladies? Before we conclude, while you're typing it in, I'm going to end right here with a word of prayer. Gracious and most heavenly Father, I thank you for today. I thank you for showing up us how you have been there all the time, how you've been in the room. And sometimes we just been so busy helping other people and doing other things that we didn't even realize that our healing was right in front of our faces. Our deliverance was right in front of our faces. Our growth was right there all the time. Father, I pray that the words don't fall on deaf ears, but that, Father God, the seed goes down into the ground and it is planted, and that it birth forth a harvest. I truly believe that one plant, one water, and you give the increase. Refresh them right where they are. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Cheryl said, a wake-up moment, distraction trap. Stephanie said, learning. Let me go over. Stephanie said, learning that distraction has a cycle need to sit on that one. That's Stephanie W. Stephanie M said, greatest takeaway, it's okay to help people, but I can't allow it to distract me from what my mandate is. Yes, yes, yes. Jennifer said, my takeaway is everything I need is in the room, in my Father. Merla said, distraction is one reason the saints of God is burnt out. Woo! Drop the mic on that one. Drop the mic on that one. All righty, all righty. Come on, come on, come on. Put it in the chat. Michelle said, my greatest takeaway is don't allow distractions to take away from your destiny and purpose, but what God has for you. My goodness. Karen said, learning to protect my commitment from distractions and not be pulled into unnecessary energy. Oh my, did you all like it today? This was powerful. Come on, keep the chat going. We will be back here tomorrow morning at the same time. It'll be day 28. We are on day 27. Keep the love coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. One more thing, if you would like to sow into this refreshing, please do so, people of God. This is some heavy oil right here. This is ways that you can sow. Nisa said, oh my goodness. Oh my God. She said, oh my God. Michelle said, my greatest takeaway. I read that. Oh, Regina said, my biggest takeaway is to stand on what I need to do for me first, learn to love on me more, and realize that my Heavenly Father made me just the way that I am for a reason, and I need to love all of me. Nisa said, oh my Lord. These are the ways you can sow. Nisa said, be still, know that He is God. Yes, yes, yes. Come on and send your love. Come on and send your love up. Y'all know what we do. Love you all. Love you all. Come on. Put my love in the chat. Come on and sow your seed. They said I changed, yeah, I grew. I can't stay the same after this bless you. Come on. I'll stop chasing things that drain down. Now I'm pouring love from healed veins. I let go. Now I'm free. My purpose bigger than they see. Except for who I am. Call me near. That's why I'm walking faith, not fear. Ain't no weapon that can prosper when you walking with the Father. Come on, love you all. Pain to praise. Now I'm standing in brighter days now. God bless you all.